For years, Chace Crawford was inseparable from the name Nate Archibald, the golden boy of the Upper East Side, the CW heartthrob with the perfect hair and the haunted stare. Gossip Girl had made him a household name, but it also boxed him in. Hollywood saw him as one thing, and one thing only: the charming but emotionally safe pretty boy. Then came a strange, profane superhero satire from Amazon Prime, and with it, a fishy, narcissistic character named The Deep. And everything changed. When The Boys premiered in 2019, fans of Crawford did a double take. Gone were the designer suits and Upper East Side angst. In their place, gills, scandal, self-loathing, and a bizarre relationship with aquatic animals. I read the script and thought, wait, are they serious? Crawford later recalled, "This guy is messed up." I was either going to blow it completely or finally break out of the Nate Archibald box. He didn't blow it. Chase's portrayal of the Deep was at once unhinged and surprisingly human. The character was a perfect satire of celebrity culture, corruption, and hollow redemption arcs, and Crawford dove in with no hesitation. What could have been just comic relief turned into one of the show's most layered performances. "I was nervous at first," Crawford admitted. "I mean, you've got to really humble yourself to wear a gill suit and have a deep emotional conversation with a lobster." But the gamble paid off. Audiences couldn't stop watching him. The absurdity of the Deep storyline, from being exiled to joining a cult, to trying to control aquatic animals while descending into an ego-death spiral, became meme-worthy gold. But behind the laughs was Crawford, shedding a decade-old persona and proving he had more range than anyone expected. Critics began to take notice. Suddenly, Chace Crawford was no longer just that CW guy. His performance was hailed as brave, weird, and even subversive. "He's not afraid to look ridiculous," one reviewer noted. "That's real comedic courage." Others pointed out the emotional complexity he brought to the role, managing to make a deeply flawed character feel pathetic and sympathetic in equal measure. The Deep is a guy who wants so badly to matter, but he keeps getting in his own way, Crawford explained. "And honestly, I think that's really human." That understanding helped him steer the character through the many shifts the show demanded. From canceled celebrity to cult poster child to barely their soup, The Deep became one of the most unpredictable and oddly compelling characters in the series. Off-screen, Crawford embraced the transformation. He started taking on roles in indie films and darker dramas. No longer the one-note romantic lead, he began to explore morally ambiguous characters. The shift in his public image was striking. Fans who hadn't followed him since Gossip Girl were suddenly discovering his comedic timing, his self-deprecation, and his unexpected depth. Social media buzzed every time a new scene from The Boys featured The Deep doing something outlandish. Whether it was singing a dude with his gills or joining an underwater rescue mission gone wrong. But for Crawford, it was never just about shock value. "I think The Deep is what happens when someone grows up with zero accountability," he said in an interview. "He's been worshipped and ignored at the same time, and that warps you." This insight allowed him to dig deeper into the character, moving past the surface-level gags and into something darker, sadder, and more resonant. It was a far cry from the CW's shiny, polished world. Behind the scenes, cast and crew frequently praised Crawford's commitment and willingness to take creative risks. "He goes all in," said showrunner Eric Kripke. "He's not afraid to look weird or gross or vulnerable. And that's what makes The Deep work." Chace brought a lot of heart to a guy who could have been just a joke. Crawford's own relationship with fame has changed as well. "For a long time, I felt like people weren't seeing me. They were seeing Nate," he admitted. "Now, I feel like I've gotten a second life as an actor." That second life has not only reignited his career, but also given him a sense of freedom. No longer boxed in by network expectations, Crawford is exploring edgier material, making choices driven by character rather than image. With each new season of The Boys, the character of the Deep has continued to evolve, and so has Crawford. Whether he's parodying real-world scandals or diving into internal torment, he's shown a fearless range few expected. More importantly, he's redefined what a second act in Hollywood can look like. "I didn't think I'd be known for talking to an octopus," he laughed in a recent panel. "But here we are. And I wouldn't change a thing." By taking a wild, risky role and playing it with fearless honesty, Chace Crawford didn't just break the CW typecast. He exploded it.